And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Minnesota Vikings. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This will be taken very short. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after. A gain of 6.
Absolutely nowhere.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Watch the General West.
Play action now. Cousins. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Remember, of course, he threw 5 interceptions in that loss last week. Opening drive, same result here.
But it's hard to believe that you can throw 5 in the previous week and start out your very next game the exact same way. He's going to need a lot of support on his own sideline. Make sure he gets really fully, mentally into this one.
Here's Marlon Mack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. They'll set up to throw. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
So now they'll come up on second and 10, once again from the 28. On the ground, this is Jalen Richard. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. This is Richard. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long. Cousins now.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
At the 48-yard line.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10. Cousins to throw it. He's going to rifle one deep left, looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start first and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Mack. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Now this is Hilton on the receiving end. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
And the Colts first down.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for first and 10. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts first down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down. They'll try to run with Hines. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. 2nd and 4. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And able to take it past the 20 a little bit, but no further. A flag in there as well. Let's see what this is. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On the ground, Richard. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 40.